Hello, I'm Adam Storch, Chief Solutions Officer for MicroStrategies, and in this presentation, we're going to be demonstrating contract management and deconstruction with M-Files using a SharePoint Embedded repository. Quite a mouthful. So you're probably wondering, should I be watching this video? Well, here's a couple of questions to help you get to that answer. Do you need to be able to see all the obligations in your contract? Do you want to be able to extract certain clauses for reuse or review? Would converting the flat tables in that PDF contract into an Excel workbook be useful? What about avoiding duplicate documents being processed? And then what if we were to link all these components together to make it easier to review, manage, and reuse? Well, if you answered yes to these questions, it probably makes sense to watch this video. So let's get started. Here we are in Teams, and of course, I've got my contract assistant sitting in front of me, and I want to process the contract. Now, by design, you'll notice that, did he already do this? Let's take note of the fact that we've uploaded a contract already, but I want to upload a new one. I'm going to type upload contract. It says, please upload your PDF. So I'm going to grab the file, and we'll drag that into here. And we'll hit go, if you will. And now it's processing my contract. Now, what does that mean? Basically, what that means is it's taking the contract. It's going to extract certain metadata out of the contract for filing. It'll automatically put it inside of M-Files attached to the appropriate document class, assigning the appropriate metadata. Then after that, it's going to deconstruct the contract. What do I mean by that? That means we're going to look in and we're going to grab certain clauses. And in a later video, we'll show you how you can configure different clauses to be added to this process. But we're going to extract, in this case, the escalation clause, a paid in full clause. We're going to ask it to go off and grab all the obligations identified in this document. And we're going to go off, look at that PDF, and any tables, flat tables, if you will, sitting in that PDF, we're going to convert those to an Excel spreadsheet so they're actually useful. And I want you to also remember, Adam, you did this, but it looks like you did it before. What does that mean? What happens? So we're going to talk about that as well. So let's give it a sec to process, and we'll go off and take a look. Okay, it looks like it's processed my document. Great stuff. Let's click on that link. We'll use the M-Files web client. And of course, it looks like it grabbed the name of it inside. It's Amendment 04 based on the document. See where this says Amendment 4. It grabbed some other metadata. Customer name, effective date, expiration date, contract value, which is a calculated field. So it's not just a matter of pulling out values, but it can do a calculated field as well. Now let's open this up. What do we got? All right. It looks like it grabbed the escalation clause, which is right here. You'll notice it actually tagged it as well. And there's a link to the original document. All right. Looks like I've got my obligations. Here's all the obligations it found. Again, tagged appropriately. And here's all those obligations. And it looks like I've got a paid in full clause here. So it grabbed that as well. And again, in a different video, we can show you how one would add different extraction pieces to this. I've got examples of what I'm extracting. You might have other things you want to extract from your contract. Other piece that everybody wants is here is basically the different tables turned into one spreadsheet. If we go back to our original document, our PDF, you remember there's a bunch of tables in here. So here's all these tables, not incredibly useful in PDF format. But again, back to our Excel piece that we did, all of these become separate tabs. Actually, why don't I download one real quick, give you a peek. Download or edit, let's do a quick download. And here again is that spreadsheet we built. This is all the different tables that were in the document. You'll notice some of them did a great job of the name, so it'll grab the name from the original document. Other times, if it doesn't know, it just numbers them. But again, now you've got all those tables in a spreadsheet for reuse, a lot more useful. The last thing I want to show you is, of course, documents with duplicate content. Remember how I uploaded twice and showed you that? Because what M-Files does is automatically identifies duplicate documents, okay? So now it's just a matter of how do you want your solution configured. How do you want us to react? We can have it react where it just processes it, like you see here. Or we could have it not process. We could have it alert somebody. We can have it version. So you've got all capabilities. The key thing I want you to take away is it automatically does the document duplication detection. That's the key thing I want you to take away. Now, again, this example, we extracted escalation clauses, obligations, paid in full. You can have other extractions going on based on your needs. But what's nice is when I go to my amendment document, it's all linked together in one package. So therefore, I can either A, send the package to people for review, or send each one of the components for review. That's up to you, but it's all sitting there ready to work. So what did you learn? Well, you learned that pulling out obligations was easy, that extracting clauses for reuse or review was simple. You can convert flat tables to an Excel workbook, and duplicate documents were automatically identified. And of course, pulling all these components together was effortless. So what are your next steps? Well, it's time to reach out to MicroStrategies so we can help you like we help our other clients.